best friend can sometimes feel like man's worst enemy when he has sniffed out every shoe, toilet paper roll, and in my case, made your sofa his dinner. But if you train your dog the right way, he or she should understand his dog food is the only thing he should be making a meal of. We've got more with Mary Frances Morrison this week's Canine College, and there's no way this little man's best friend could ever be man's worst enemy. I know I'm going to have to hand him over, Mary Frances, but I'm in love. Look at this face. So you brought this, introduce your furry little friend here. He's not up for adoption, but he does have a couple of siblings. That
he does. He has 3 brothers at the Gulf Coast Humane Society that are still in a foster family that need a home. He does have a family lined up for him.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, but he's a sweetheart.
Oh my gosh. So we're talking bringing a puppy home, and you have Canine Connections. You do some behavioral dog training, and when it comes to adopting a puppy, I was just chatting with you. You've been fostering and having some fun, but it's a big responsibility.
It is. It's definitely bringing a whole family member home, because you have to be prepared for sleepless nights, whether you bring home an adult dog or a puppy, and it doesn't matter where you get them from. They don't know your house and you don't know them. So the whole first couple of weeks is, I don't know why people call it a honeymoon period, but it's a get to know you period.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually adopted, well, he's, I guess, 2.5 years old now, but, you know, from chewing to the potty training, you know, you got to remember, you just mentioned a second ago, they do grow up to be big dogs and they change out of that puppy phase, but it is, you have to think about all the needs and be ready to kind of have, you know, to put yourself out there as well to prepare for that.
Yep, and he starts small, but this guy is not going to stay small because he's only 9 weeks old, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to need small toys now, but bigger toys later, and a wonderful dog-safe environment for him, kind of like baby-proofing your home, you're puppy-proofing your home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, it sounds kind of silly to make that comparison, but it is like having a newborn and a toddler in your home, because you're potty training and you have a lot of the things that kind of go along with the same thing, you know, in the new environment, as I mentioned. But what do you suggest? You know, if you've got a family out there watching and their kids want to bring home a puppy, because I'm sure that happens a lot, they just pat their little puppy dog eyes, and it's so hard, especially when you see them. You know, you see their faces and how cute they are. But what are the things that we really need to be thinking about?
Is it going to be the right size grown-up dog for your house? And the type of dog that they are, is that personality match going to mesh with your family and your environment? So right now he seems really calm because he's only 9 weeks old, but he's going to be a high energy dog.
Yeah, so certainly something to think about later, too.
Yeah, because they do grow up to be dogs, and they don't stay this adorable sleepy stage for very long.
What about when it comes to potty training? With my dog, you know, personally, it took me a little over a year to really get him on track. Is that typical, or do I just have a really bad dog?
That's a little longer than normal.
I thought so. He was giving me a hard time. But what do you suggest? What's the best way to approach potty training?
Finding a schedule and routine.
Being consistent with that, as I learned.
Yes, that's definitely the hardest thing. And then figuring out what's going to happen when you're at work, right? Because you may be gone for 8 or 9 hours.
Finding a babysitter.
It's exactly like finding a babysitter. So who's going to be responsible for letting the dog out while you're gone, because they just can't hold it that long.
Okay. So you need a safe space. Potty routines also obviously important, and just be patient, I think, is kind of the takeaway. Oh, there's his energy popping out right there. So Canine Connections, behavioral dog training, if you have any question for Mary Frances here, and I know you work with Gulf Coast Humane Society as well. So as we close here, like I said, if you're interested, certainly some things to keep in mind, but he does have a few siblings to work with. So Mary Frances, thank you so much, and great to have you back.